Earlier on, it was my reel, and that led to a job that went well, and then somebody, asked that person, hey, do you know an editor? And so, it's word of mouth, it's reputation, it's all those things. The reel has strangely become less and less important. I haven't updated my reel for a year, up until yesterday when I made this disc. So I think the bottom line is the relationships, because unless you have those, unless you cultivate them and nurture the relationships and have good relationships, your reel is irrelevant. Listening to your clients and meeting as many people as you can, and there's something I learned about the informational interview, and this has been useful. Let's say you hear about Evan, you're like, I want to meet that guy, I want to connect with him, and I want to learn something about this business. Well, somehow find a way to contact him and take him out to lunch and say, listen, I want to know what you do, I want to know how you do it. I'm not looking for a job, I'm not looking for a handout, I just want to learn. Most people enjoy talking about what they do. Most people enjoy sharing knowledge. If they're into protecting it and holding it close, you probably don't want to connect with them anyway. So create as many opportunities as possible to learn. I'm always observing, not just like media, but people. And there's a term, I don't know if I came up with it, but I call it emotional math. And I think I carry that with me with every project. And what that is to me is common emotional characteristics of human beings. Everybody has certain triggers. Everybody responds to very certain things in common. You see it in movies all the time where people cry at the scene, people laugh at certain things, and so behind that, I believe there's a code, there's an emotional code, and so in every project I'm working on, I'm trying to find that with it, and so the viewer's going to attach to something. I believe that's what's going to make it successful. What's the hook here? How can I draw somebody in? And that could be musical, that can be a frame of a child just looking at you, or some image that just draws you in. And so that is being fulfilled constantly in my life as I'm talking to you. I'm having a certain anxiety because I'm talking to a group of people, and so that experience is going to play into how I edit. And there's going to be a moment where I'm going to come across a scene where there's something of anxiety, perhaps, and I'm going to go, God, what was that feeling? And how can I? And I'm going to recall that and bring that to the edit. Being in freelance gives me an opportunity to get in, do mercenary work, and then get out and do something different. There's always that anxiety, of course, of like, is there going to be another gig? And when the phone doesn't ring, like around tax time this year, nothing for 2 months. No phone ringing, nothing. It was really just, I felt washed up. And I remember I went, I was like, okay, I'm going to go take Flash classes, I'm going to learn to do web design. And it was like this really just like freak out period because like the phone wasn't ringing. But then the phone rings again, and it happens. So a lot of people have said, like, how do you do that? How do you do freelance? How can you stand doing that? I'm like, well, what real security is there in your straight job, in your regular job? You can't look at what happened in Wall Street today. How many people are down the tubes that really felt that they were secure in their jobs? So for me, I can't see it any other way.